Hey friends, it's Danielle. Welcome back to the channel, or welcome if you're new. If you're new, my name's Danielle. I'm 30. I live in Orlando, Florida. I talk a lot about travel content, nerdy content, Disney, Marvel, Taylor Swift, all that fun jazz. And today I have been doing videos consistently for the last 2 months. I'm so happy. Things are starting to grow. I am hitting better views. I'm realizing kind of the videos that you all like and don't like. So I thought as a thank you, I would do a little Q&A. So I did post this story here on my Instagram with a little question box, and I did get some questions. So let's get into the questions. Now, I did put the coffee down because I have white bed sheets and bedspread, and I talk with my hands a lot. So I don't want that coffee to go anywhere. But let's get into the questions. Now, normally when you see these types of videos, you'll see people's like Instagram handles on top of the question box and the screenshots, which I am still going to be putting the screenshots of those question boxes. However, I didn't disclose if I was going to be sharing people's accounts, and I kind of feel yucky doing that because not everyone's Instagrams are public. So to just kind of protect everyone who asked a question, I am going to blur the names and the photos just out of respect. In the future, I will definitely make sure to note that on those question boxes to be like, hey, let me know if you want to be anonymous, or just know that it does show your username and your question. So now that I got that out of the way, let's get into the first one. First one is, what is your favorite Disney character? Now, we all know Disney owns a lot of properties. Disney's not just Disney anymore. Disney is Pixar, Disney is Marvel, Disney is Star Wars, Disney is now Fox. So many things. So for this answer, I am gonna stick to just specifically Disney characters, and my favorite Disney specific character is Rapunzel. Next question, what kind of book genre do you typically read? Good question. I did talk a little bit about the books that I read in my Kindle review video, and I will link that down below, or you can go back a couple of videos to watch that. Lately, I have been reading a lot of like sci-fi fantasy, like ACOTAR, for example, some rom-coms, young adult. I also went on a huge Christmas romance book kick during the holidays. So those are the type of things I read right now. If you have a favorite book series or favorite book, and you think from those things that I've read, if you think I'd like it, let me know in the comments. I'm definitely open to reading new books. I am also listening to the audiobook version on Spotify of Romancing Mr. Bridgerton in preparation for Bridgerton season 3. Favorite song? Oh gosh. Picking a favorite song is like picking your favorite kid. So I'm gonna make Spotify do it for me. So there, and this is not sponsored. I know I mentioned Spotify like 3 times now. This is just my go-to music app. If I go to the on repeat, let's see, Midnight Rain. That is apparently what I've been listening to. Also Wings by the Jonas Brothers. That song I can listen to like 5 times in a row. It's just so beautiful. So yeah, those are currently my top 2 favorite songs. What is something you've always wanted to try to learn how to do or to try? Ooh. I tried a lot of random things over the last few years. I did lettering, I've done YouTube, so I've learned photo editing, video editing. I think something new that I want to learn is probably more about sewing. I have some friends who just recently sewed their own dresses. Brittany knows how to sew. She's got a sewing machine. When I was little, my dad learned how to sew because he bought my mom a sewing machine when she was pregnant with me, and she kind of got annoyed with it, so he's like, I'm gonna learn how to use a sewing machine. So some of my toddler clothes are actually made by him, so which is pretty cool. He also made me a teddy bear when I was little as well. So sewing is crazy. Like, I like costume designers. I just am so awe-inspired that they can take like pieces of fabric and turn it into these crazy things. So I would say sewing is probably something I do want to learn how to try. in the future. This next question made me laugh. Mostly because of the end of it. It is, please rank all the Spider-Man movies. This is for science. Now, as a unofficial, I guess I can call myself an official Spider-Man fangirly. Posters, necklace, tattoo, all the things. But I did make it in a list, so I'm not just thinking it off the top of my head. I did make this list in preparation for this video. So I think I contemplated telling you like from bottom to top or top to bottom, but I'm gonna start with I'm just gonna go top to bottom. So number one, and you all can call me out, the boys love to do it on TikTok, my favorite Spider-Man is Andrew Garfield. I will not be taking any questions why. That is just my feeling. And I get teased for it all the dang time. I got teased for it at Disney by a security cast member one day because I have the Spider-Man lounge fly. I'll put a picture of it right here. And on the back it has all three of them. And he asked me, he's like, oh, so who's your favorite? And I was like, Andrew Garfield. And he looked at me, and the way he looked at me made me think that I broke the law. And I was like, and your favorite is, and he's like, Tobey Maguire, obviously, which is what and I'm generalizing, so I'm sorry, and I'm on a rant, so I also am sorry. He's like, you really cannot tell me that he's better. And I'm like, I'm not telling you that he's better, I'm just telling you that that is my favorite, and I'm allowed to have that opinion. Just like I'm allowed to have this opinion as follows. Number one, The Amazing Spider-Man. Number two, Spider-Man. Number three, Spider-Man No Way Home. They all show up. It's like one of those movie moments that I wish I could relive. Number four, The Amazing Spider-Man 2, even though I stopped. Spider-Man Far From Home. Spider-Man Homecoming. Spider-Man 2, and Spider-Man 3. We can all agree Spider-Man 3 wasn't that great, right? Right? Anyway, that is my ranking. That is, well, I'm not taking any questions. Moving on. I feel like I'm being editing that rant later and I'm gonna be like, Danielle, why are you doing this? But you know what? I'm gonna leave it all in because that's just life. Okay, next question. Was it hard for you to start a YouTube channel? What are the positives or the negatives? It wasn't hard to start the channel. It's funny, if you look in the about section of my channel, I technically started it in November of 2016, being a Vlogmas only channel. And that kind of was like the running joke for a few years until this year, where I finally decided I'm gonna do it. We're gonna do the dang thing. And I loved it for these last 2 months. Positives have been, of course, just growing my confidence, and also video editing as well. Honestly, you can even tell from this most recent Vlogmas till now, my video editing I think has gotten a lot better in my own personal opinion. The negatives, of course, I struggle with anxiety, and I also struggle with imposter syndrome, so there'll be times where I make a video and I'm like, is this gonna add any value to the internet at all? But I enjoyed making it, so I'm gonna show it to the world. And I'm slowly seeing that you all are enjoying the videos. I could not believe how well my packing my personal item for my spirit flight video is doing. That's like my first video in a long time that did well. And then last week's video about what's on my iPhone is also doing well, so I'm learning what you guys are liking and not liking, and I'm also learning through that what I can talk about more. So needless to say, I'm liking this. I recommend that if you've been wanting to start a YouTube channel, there is a space for everyone. Will you hit 1 million subscribers overnight? Probably not, but that's not the point. The point is, if this is something you've been wanting to do for yourself, I definitely recommend doing it. Now that we've gotten more sentimental, next question. Top 3 Broadway shows. Oh gosh. I would have to say my top 3 Broadway shows, and I'm gonna stick with musicals for this one. Newsies, Phantom of the Opera, and Mamma Mia. what can I say? I love Disney and I love a jukebox musical. And Phantom and Mamma Mia were also the first two musicals that I was exposed to back in the day. And then Newsies honestly just changed my entire life. What is your go-to coffee order? That's a fun one, considering I had coffee earlier. Now, my go-to coffee order, it depends on where I'm at. So I'll give you the running list. If I'm at Dunkin', it's usually a medium iced coffee with caramel vanilla swirl, cream and sugar. Starbucks is the oat milk brown sugar shaken espresso. Love that drink so much. Dutch Bros, which just recently opened in Florida. I get the Golden Eagle usually, unless I'm in a mood to try something new from them, which I'm trying to get better at. And if I'm just at like a local coffee shop, I'll either get one of their like recommended specials, or if I'm panicking, it's usually a vanilla oat milk latte. Do you have tattoos? I do. I have two, and I talked that a little bit before. My first one, let's see if the camera wants to focus. My first one is on my wrist here. It is a Mickey semicolon tattoo. I got this back in 2018, so this is my very first one. And then, I'm gonna stand up for this one. This is my most recent tattoo. Come on, camera, let's focus. There we go. It says, "Hold on to hope." It is a quote from Spider-Man, The Amazing Spider-Man 2. It's from Gwen Stacy's final graduation speech. Ugh, so good. So those are my two tattoos. All right, I have two more questions I'm gonna do. What is something you wish 20-year-old you knew that you know now? I definitely don't wish that I knew everything that was gonna happen. But generally, I just wish I would tell myself that it gets better. It's gonna get hard, but it does get better. And that may sound cliche, but that's just how I feel. It gets better. And the final question of the video is top 3 Taylor albums. I'm assuming you mean Taylor Swift. And my top 3 Taylor Swift albums are 1989, Reputation, and Midnights. Also, who's excited for the Torture Poets department? It comes out in less than a month. I'm not ready. And those are all the questions that I'm going to be answering today. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to be a part of this type of video the next time that I do it, definitely go ahead and follow me on Instagram. And if you want to keep up with me on any of the other socials, feel free to check out those links down below. While you're down at the description box, if you liked this video, please consider subscribing and giving it a like. It really helps me out, lets YouTube know that, hey, I like this girl. Other people who like my stuff should like her too. So I can't thank you enough for watching. It makes my day so much brighter seeing your comments, your likes, your views, just so much joy. And I do upload every single Sunday, so I look forward to seeing you next Sunday, and thank you for watching. Bye!